Okay, what's up guys? Got another video for you here. This one is going to be quite a bit different, and I'm sorry for all the really fucking annoying noise in the background, but yeah, it's usually the ones that I do are about like a page of writing long, like that, and this is like 3. Yeah, it's not sort of like the last few ones, but I kind of really think I need to get this one out there. So yeah, here we go. So I had this friend once, right? She was one of the happiest people I ever knew. And then one day she came to school with cuts on her wrists. I didn't understand what it meant at the time, but I knew that it was not right. I pulled her aside and asked her why she did it. And she burst open and began to explain in excessive detail how she couldn't be bothered with life anymore and how she wanted to die. And one night she texted me saying that it was her last day on the planet. So I said a few things and did a few more to make sure that she stayed alive. And after trying so many different ways, I did the only thing I knew would stop her. No, I still don't know how to feel about my actions today, but I blackmailed her to save her life. The only way I could save her life was to threaten to take mine if she took hers. And then she told me that she didn't believe me because she wasn't worth the time. I proved to her just how wrong she was. And I said, if you aren't at school tomorrow, then I won't come to your funeral. The next day, I turned up with cuts twice as deep as hers and 3 times as many. When she saw them, she burst into tears and promised never to harm herself again. And as I looked at her with an expression of pure joy, I couldn't help but remember that I only planned to make 1 scratch. I was only going to do 1, just a light cut, only enough to draw blood. But sometimes these things just don't go according to plan. And 1 cut turned into barely being able to recognize most of my body for the next 2 years. It became the most important addiction in my life, the only way to cleanse the stress. Some weeks I did it every night. The relief was amazing, the best drug I could ever have. But just like other drugs, it began to take its toll on me. It began to take more and more to feel the relief, until eventually I just felt nothing at all. I felt nothing, and I hated myself for it. There was no escape anymore. And I was left locked in a prison of a body that I had carved myself. And if the things that I was saying to myself weren't bad enough, it didn't matter because everyone else was saying so much worse. I felt the people around me starting to look down on me. They saw my scars. They saw my mangled body and they despised it. They looked away because they couldn't accept that it was real. But it was real, and it wasn't just me either. Those that didn't understand always stared, but they would look only when they thought that I couldn't see them. There were some that knew exactly what I was going through. They knew exactly how I felt, but they never said a word. They never told me that everything is going to be okay, that I didn't have to do this. The guidance counselors, police officers, parents, SIF's representatives, teachers, and doctors, they never once, not once told me that I didn't have to do this. They asked me why, how, and when. Some of them even had the nerve to tell me why I was doing it, as if my brain was theirs. I knew why I was doing it, I just didn't know how to stop. But not a single one of them ever told me that I did not have to do this. As far as I was concerned, there was only one way to stay as just me. To keep my mentality, I had to destroy my body. Not even the girl that I loved told me that this isn't what I needed, but that's because she thought I wanted to die as much as she did. But I never wanted to die, I just wanted to finally start living. And it only took 3 suicide attempts to realize it. I was done. As far as I knew, I was already dead. My body just wouldn't stop moving. So I took every single pill that I could find, and then once more I took a knife to my arm. I crawled onto the front deck of my house and watched the people and cars pass by. Because I wanted the last thing I see to be happy faces. And as I began to fade out, I became overwhelmed with regret. I didn't have the strength to get up. The only thing I could do was reach for my phone. Just that was enough. I texted one person, and within a few minutes he was there with his sister and his mother. The ambulance followed soon after, but one of the first things he said to me was that I did not have to do this. And all through my time in hospital, he didn't leave my side once. Not when I was passing out every few minutes, not when I couldn't breathe, not when I couldn't speak, or my body, it just wouldn't move. Not when it passed from one day into the next, which just so happened to be his birthday. He was always there for me. He saved my life after I fell into a downward spiral of self-harm and depression because of the aftermath of saving someone else's life. I just hope that what happened to me doesn't happen to him, but Danny, if it does, I am always here for you. If it wasn't for you, Angelique and Vicky, then I wouldn't be alive today. Thank you. Thank you. But this isn't just about me. I know that there are those of you out there that are going through almost the exact same thing that I was. And I just want to tell you that you do not have to do this. It's been 15 months since I last self-harmed, and most of my scars have faded. And yours will too, but only if you don't open them again. And if you have no one there for you, then you will have me. No matter what, I will always be here if you need me. But you have to talk to me, and if not me, then you have to talk to someone about it. But at the end of it all, everything is going to be okay. Just remember, you do not have to do this.